I think it's important for me to differentiate between declarative knowledge and procedural knowledge. So declarative knowledge is what I usually would study for, like biology and chemistry, while procedural knowledge encompasses bio math and coding, stuff that requires you to do more stuff on paper. Like there are procedural aspects to chemistry, like practicals, or maybe now we don't really have dissections, but there is also a procedural aspect. And it's been showing in the way I try to learn coding, where I try to be analytical and I do the a bunch of mind maps and stuff like these before I even start to write a single line of code, which I think it's still useful. It's very useful to have some sort of big picture understanding, a structural scaffold of what I'm going to learn. But here's the thing, my goal was never to be even a competent coder. So I feel like a lot of these things won't apply to me. And I'm probably only going to be using like a few of these things. And a lot of the stuff I actually do not need to know. And also like the procedural type of things where it's just, I feel like this whole video is like admin stuff to like a lot of stuff I can just ask ChatGPT to help me fix my code. So my stance is still that I should have a conceptual understanding of the different elements and how they work together, and write a simple, maybe there's errors in the code, like maybe I read this wrongly, or like I don't put the parameters here or some bullshit, or put wrong brackets, and I can just ask ChatGPT to fix it. But even then, looking at this, I'm like, if you ask me to write any sort of code, I'm screwed. So it begs the question, what's the point in the declarative part of coding? Which that definitely is like similar to calculus and other mathematics topics. But since my goal is sort of just get this Chrome extension made and screw coding for the rest of my life, well, I don't really see a big issue with just doing some sort of inefficient method, which is like just following the video and see where that takes me, instead of being paranoid of whether I have enough information and know how everything links together, because I'm not gonna be needing to recall this too often or at all after I make this extension. But it'd be great if I could, but it's definitely not necessary. So it's probably more important for me to not procrastinate and think that I need more information before I can start like watching the full course on whether it's JavaScript or how to make a Chrome extension or the API thing, which apparently APIs are just to take this whole JavaScript, take the manifest file, take the HTML, and then link it to into Google Calendar. So it's a bit. I like the analogy that I was watching from one of the videos, which was that. So the waiter is like the API, and you're like the customer. And so the API protects you from all the complexity that happens behind the kitchen. And you can just put in what you want, put in your order. You don't need to know how to cook the food. And the food was like arrive to your table via the waiter carrying the food over. Something like that. But in that sense, that helps in no way for me to actually code it or use it per se. So yeah, I guess sometimes even the more inefficient method would be the way to go. And I'll let y'all know how it goes. Adios.